Good morning, all of you. Today, I, Ravindra Mohan Mishra from Sri Jagdamba Sanskrit College, Batho, is taking the class of Shastri II. For the coming examination, I am discussing important questions only. Today, I am discussing about Shakespeare as a great comedian. This is a very important question. Shakespeare was a great dramatist who was born at Stratford-on-Avon, Warwickshire. His father was a prosperous tradesman and his grandfather was a yeoman. His mother, Mary Arden, was the daughter of a local farmer who belonged to the local noble family of Arden. Shakespeare was sent to a grammar school where he learned a small Latin and less Greek. He married Anne Hathaway in 1582. After that, he went to London and did his splendid work. He wrote many good comedies besides good tragedies. Comedy, in general, is a play of love, romance and marriage, joy and delight, wit and humor, light satire and irony, exposing the foibles and follies of characters. It deals with the light and trivial occurrences of life which are treated in a good manner. Shakespeare has written a number of comedies which possesses all these elements and something more. His comedies are of various types which present all these elements more artistically and aesthetically. The common characteristics of the Shakespearean comedies are as such. First, love and marriage. The Shakespearean comedy is basically a story of love and marriage. Each comedy introduces several pairs of lovers. The course of their love never runs smooth. The love of each pair is crossed and thwarted by a number of hindrances and adverse circumstances, but in the course of the play, the obstacles are gradually removed and the comedy finally ends with the ringing of marriage bells. The Shakespearean comedy, therefore, abundance in love making, gaiety, jesting, singing, and dancing. Sometimes fairies also join them in their singing and dancing. Indulgence in love is the primary occupation of the Shakespearean comic hero and heroine. All his comedies are lyrical in character and are steeped in the gaiety of youthful love. Second one is romantic atmosphere. All the comedies of Shakespeare are romantic in their tone, spirit, and atmosphere. They are all removed from this material world of sick, hurry, and divided aims. Such is the romantic scene in which the action of the play takes place. It is very atmosphere in enchanting and extricating. Third one, role of women. Another important feature of the comedies of Shakespeare is that it is the heroine rather than the hero who guides and governs the action of the play. The heroes are thrown in the background in these comedies. Commenting on this feature of the Shakespearean comedy, Ruskin says Shakespeare has no heroes, he has only heroines. Fourth one is music and dance. Music and dance are also prominently introduced in the comedies of Shakespeare. They are beautiful, light-hearted songs in every comedy. Music adds to the enchantment of the comedy. Fifth one is humor and pathos. Humor governs the tone of the Shakespearean comedy. It is animated by vivacity, wit, humor, pranks, and harmless jesting. The wit in Shakespearean comedy is harmless. It is not calculated to satirize any individual or any class of society. In this respect, Shakespeare differs from Ben Jonson, Dryden, or Pope, whose comic muse is pungent and biting. Shakespeare's humor is genial, innocent, and harmless. It is marked with youthful vigor and vivacity. Shakespeare implies different kinds of humor with equal ease, from the raving of a drunkard to the dedicated strokes of a heroine. Yet, Shakespearean comedy is not partial. There is always an undertone of serenity, earnestness, and even pathos. There is a beautiful blending of humor and pathos in the comedies of Shakespeare. This blending of humor and pathos is a marked feature of every comedy of Shakespeare. Sixth one, blending of realism and fantasy. The, the world of the comedies is highly romantic and visionary. It is not totally cut off from the world of reality. The, the background and atmosphere are romantic. They are all built on the solid rock of realism. In spite of all their romance and enchantment, life keeps hovering over it and enters into it. The characters, though fancy free no more, are the inhabitants of this world. They are not airy spirit only. The union of fantasy and realism is a peculiar characteristic of the comic world of Shakespeare. These are the my characteristics common to all the comedies of Shakespeare. At last, we conclude that Shakespeare was a great comedian. His comedy